Crazy. Well, good morning, everybody. It is a dreary Saturday morning here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. We're doing something a little different today. I had mentioned to you guys about doing some interviews / meeting up with some guys here and there. And this is your bonus video right here. We're gonna meet up with John today. Now, I've been friends with John for years, or on Facebook and like social media, that is. You know, but I never actually met him. We see each other on the road some, and never actually met him. So this will be our first time meeting up. And what's really exciting is his truck came straight out of the shop about, I don't know, I'm guessing 2 weeks ago. The truck was completely redone. I don't know what was done to the engine, but the truck, its thing is beautiful. Mint. So we're gonna go check it out, see what John has to say, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know how you like it. If you like it, we'll keep doing it, do some more of this. So hope you guys enjoy the content here. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you
finally.
too. Yeah. We live in the area, but we never see each other.
I was telling people anyway that, like, I'm friends with people on Facebook and stuff, and I see them on the road and all that, and then finally get to meet them. It's kind of cool.
Right.
Man, this thing is a dream, isn't it?
It turned out pretty nice.
So when did it get done? Like,
it's been on the road for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. I actually told him when I was leaving home, I said, I think it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. So your name is John Stoltzfus, right?
Yes.
So first of all, I guess tell us what took you into trucking. Like, was this a dream of yours? Because I know for me, I mean, we both grew up in the Amish community, so it seemed kind of like a long shot. You know, being a truck driver, I guess you did anyway.
Yeah.
Grew up in the Amish community. Yeah. So for me, like, truck driving was kind of a long shot. I wanted to do it, but I never actually thought it would happen. So anyway, just tell us how you got into trucking. Was it always a dream of yours? And
yeah, it was always a dream of mine. Like, growing up, you know, we seen trucks, and I always got the biggest kick out of these cool looking trucks. And then when I worked at my uncle's farm, like the milkman and the feed man, and I was just dreaming.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
And so then when I went into school years, I started, you know, in my spare time, I was drawing trucks and trailers, and it was just you know. And then once I was 18, I got my driver's license, and then I was hauling sheds for almost 5 years in a pickup truck.
Okay, yeah.
And always seen the big boys, and always wanted to get in a big rig someday, hauling sheds. And so then when I was 24, 2 years ago, I got into trucking. I got my CDL, and then I was hauling cabins. But then that kind of slowed down, so I got back in the sheds. And it's just a couple times a week I just think, wow, it's a dream come true. I'm hauling sheds in a big rig, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. And here I am, and you know, chase your dreams.
Yeah.
That you can make your dreams happen. It's sometimes you don't know how, but just keep pushing forward and keep hustling. And so yeah, that's kind of where it all started.
No, that's great. That I can definitely second that, like as far as just continuing to chase it. I mean, I was doing some different things, and then, you know, the opportunity presented itself, and
Right.
the dream is still to buy my own, but you know, I don't know if that'll ever happen. But.
Yeah, this is not my own rig. I'm just a driver for it, and John Zook out of Lewisburg owns the rig, and he's a great boss. He was, yeah, I don't feel worthy of this truck, but he gave me this truck to drive, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I try to keep it clean and, you know, keep it looking right. And
yeah, it looks great. I love all the watermelons.
yeah, I
and the
never
small
actually
ones here.
counted the lights, but all the lights are glass lights, including these. These are the new, what, 1.5" legendary lights.
Oh, these are
from,
the legendary class. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, except the tail lights aren't glass lights, but
Okay.
every other light on the truck is glass lens.
So even the small ones are glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love the look of the sleeper back here. That's, you got the diamond
Yeah.
windows up
Yeah.
there, and
It's yeah, it's kind of sad that Mule has to hide it all, but sometimes I'll park it on the trailer on a long trip so people can see that, but you still got to get the job done at the end of the day.
yeah, that's right. Now, was this build, were you part of the way it was built? Like, did he let you make a lot of decisions, or how was that?
Yeah, so we kind of work together, but I pretty much choose the color scheme. That pretty much asked me what for color I want, and I actually, it was a hard decision. I don't know if you ever had that choice, but you know, a lot goes into building a truck, a lot. And yeah, I seen a picture online of another cream and dark red truck, and I'm like, that's the one I want. So it turned out pretty good. Yeah, I don't think you don't see these colors very often.
No, you don't. It really pops out, that's for sure. And I think it's done perfectly. I like the painted tanks, and
yeah,
and it just looks awesome. I like the watermelon lights on the bumper bracket there. I was considering doing that, but never got it done yet. But that probably glows pretty nice.
Yeah,
it dark.
Puts a nice glow, and it actually don't interfere with the amber and the red very much. It's right at that corner where the red is this way and that. I mean, you can see it a little bit.
Yeah, I would have to, you know, I have mine with a bracket here, so I would definitely have to switch that. But there's so much detail in this thing. You know, painted here. The headlights are
you can't
amazing.
Beat
You
that
can't
shade bucket style headlights. They're just.
It just looks so clean, and you got the paint in the back, because mine aren't painted and they're high maintenance, you know, and they get so dirty.
It's a shun of work truck. It ain't nothing like when you go to Matt's, but it looks good.
Well, you should. You need to take this to Matt's, is what you need to do.
But yeah, I went with all the glass lights. That wasn't cheap at all, and we put the Jeff Earl 4-bag air ride on the front, put a 20-inch bumper on, got the original 379 surround with a aftermarket insert, and yeah, it's just the small details. We got bust glass, and we flipped the mirrors upside down, so it got that angled look to it.
Yeah, that look. I do like the look of the mirrors like that. There's something about it.
Yeah.
You see a truck coming towards you with
a lot of people
the
won't
mirrors flipped around like
but
that.
Once you see it, you'll always see it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Once you know it, and once you know what guys are doing, you kind of pick it out then. Yeah, this thing is mint, I'll tell you what. So do you want to tell us who did all the work to it, or?
Yeah, so there's actually a company up in New Columbia, Lewisburg area, called MB Transport, and John would kind of be leased under him to a certain extent, where they kind of dispatch the work or whatever. And they kind of have their shop, and they just put a paint booth in and have a mechanic and a body guy in there. And yeah, this truck came up, you know, that we wanted to redo it or whatever. And so yeah, the young guy in there, his name is Ethan Hawk. He's 21, I believe, something like that. Very, very great guy. Does great work and makes sure it's done right. And he wanted to do the truck, so we ended up letting it up there and let them do the work. And so yeah, it turned out pretty great.
So they did the paint too? I mean, they did... Yeah,
so they did the sanding, they did the paint, the prep work, the assembly. Yeah, they did everything.
And I imagine this setup back here takes a lot of work in itself. I mean, with the mule mounted back there and all that, I mean, that's probably a lot of fab work right there. I imagine that's like, did they make that themselves, or is that something
that was a guy down in South Carolina, I believe, made the bed. They did not do the bed, but yeah, it's a very nice custom bed. Yeah, a lot of details in that bed for sure.
You don't even want to touch your toolboxes. One look I do like, which guys are doing a lot of, is this here. You know, even on a, you know, of course here you have a custom fender there, but the lights in the back, you know, people with full fenders are putting them there in the corner, which I think looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I just love full fenders, which I guess this one you really ain't got an option, but a truck like yours, you know,
it would look good with full fenders.
It was just the outside. The interior is pretty much stock interior, which I like the look of a 379 American class interior.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the engine it's just a basic cat engine,
so there wasn't much work done to the engine itself in this process?
No. So it's a 6NZ. It got a marine cam in it, injectors, and it got a Jerry Martin tune, I believe. But yeah, she runs great.
I could hear the 6NZ when you when you hit the Jake brakes.
Yeah, it got 13-speed transmission. And 3/8 rears in it. So she goes down the road pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, you got the
yeah.
I forget what that company's called. I met him down at Matt's.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Johnny got that, so I'm not sure.
Oh, so he bought them, or he got them, because it's a custom.
Yeah.
They can pretty much do anything for you. Now, where did these lights come from?
Those are just regular horse and buggy lights on the interior. Now, the exterior lights are from Jeff Earl. They're the stainless steel base where they shouldn't leak, you know.
Right.
If you put the regular, you know, these lights aren't cheap, and that don't get much moisture and stuff in them, but them in there, I didn't want to put expensive lights in there, you know.
I need this. We've been talking about
the shift mirror brackets there. They let a real good pattern out at night with that 45-degree on there like that.
Yeah. Oh, you probably get a pattern almost like to the road or down to the ground.
Yeah, if you look here on a dark area, yeah, it's just...
You have a pattern on the ground.
Is right there.
That looks pretty neat. All right. You want to show us around what we got here? A lot of people are probably like, what is that?
Yeah, but I love running that thing. It's it does all the work for me.
Yeah. Now this is remote controlled.
Yeah.
You have a remote.
Yeah.
So this is to unload the sheds or barns, whatever you guys want to call them. What do you call it? A shed or a barn?
Yeah, we call it sheds
people call
unless
them
it's a
barns.
horse barn or a cabin or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll slide them off of there most times and pull the truck front, unload this thing, and you know, put them wheels on one end of the shed and the mule on the other end, and then you can unlock the mask and the freestyle and the tracks. That way it's on float mode. They're just yeah.
So advanced anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I was doing...
I operated a wheel machine for like 4 years, and I got into this thing. I'm like, I don't like this thing. I don't like it. But it is nice. It tears yards up a lot more if you don't watch yourself. But the pulling power is insane.
Oh, I see. I didn't know if the tracks would be better for the yard sometimes, or...
Nah, if, like these little deliveries
Yeah.
in the yard. But, you know, I got into a lot of big horse barns and stuff, so a wheel machine wouldn't do it very easy.
And the
You'd
horse
get
farms are
stuck.
usually tight, too. I mean,
Yeah.
I do a lot for Quarry View, which is all horse-to-horse farms. And
Okay.
man, some of the places, you know, I'm sure you see more than I do as far as tight places. So he does home deliveries, right?
Yes.
Or some at least. And you know, we're an hour from Philadelphia, hour and a half from Philadelphia. So we get, you know, you probably get east of here some, and
Yeah.
in the tight areas. And
I get up northeast. I go all over the place actually, but I tend to stay more on the east side with these sheds.
okay.
But yeah, there's times, you know, you can't go in the alleyway or the street, and you need to park outside and just take your mule for a nice old ride.
So you gotta take them pretty far sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
From the truck.
I think the farthest I ever did was like half a mile.
Oh, really?
Which
Yeah.
some people go way beyond that, just because you just can't get a truck and trailer like this in.
Right.
It's just a different game than a pickup truck. But
So where do you go most of the time? Like, is it, I know when you were doing cabins, you were going far, like out west and all that. But now you're doing mostly sheds, right?
Yeah.
With this,
yeah. So
since you have this truck back.
like, I'll go up to like New Hampshire, Massachusetts,
Okay.
Connecticut a lot, New York. Like Monday, I think I'm going to Rhode Island. So, you know, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I was down in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina a good bit.
So you get around.
A couple weeks from now, I'll be going to Minnesota and Oklahoma and then
Oh, wow,
places
nice.
like that. So,
with sheds.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you get around. So yeah, I can unload that mule if you'd like to see it.
Yeah. So he's gonna unload this for us. It's pretty cool how this works. He's gonna unload this, it's called a mule. He's gonna unload that for us, show us how he dismounts the machine, and then he's gonna show us a little bit how the trailer works too. This trailer, when he gets himself in a tight spot, can go sideways. You see the drop wheels there. So he's gonna show us some of that. As you can see, this is all with a remote. Just a couple of pins to pull and he's got it off. go. That's how he puts the sheds in place. He can bring it into your yard and put it right where you want it. Oh, so that's what the cylinders do there, yeah. So they can, I imagine that's for when he's hitting a bad hump or a hill, anything like that. So now he's got the remote out. Thing's got some speed too. Wow. Yeah, it's a little cooler than some of those old wheel machines.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you guys see the two sets of wheels hanging in the front. That goes on the back of on one side of the shed, and then the other side of the shed goes on the forks. And that's how he's able to push the shed around. Those go up. So the 4x4 is under the shed. These two sets of wheels go on one end of the shed, and then the other end goes on the forks. So that's how the shed gets set in place. These things have become a lot more advanced over the years. You want to show us how your trailer goes?
Sure. Yeah.
Sideways. So how often, I mean, you'd probably be in a tough spot a lot of times if you wouldn't have those wheels.
A lot, yeah.
Because like he was saying, he does a lot of home deliveries, so, you know, residential developments, dropping the air there. You're dropping the airbags.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
And you lift the load of sheds up.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
you can, I mean, you can have a full load and it picks it right up.
Yeah. But yeah, I used them, that one job I did, I went up a windy dirt road and stuff, and I dropped these things so many times just to get
get around.
Yeah.
Now that's, I guess that's hydraulic.
Yeah.
So you'd have a wet line.
Yeah,
under the truck.
Yeah,
Okay.
Powers all that. Got your dump there.
So you would be, that's how you'd be unloading the shed, right?
Yeah, most times if it's a big shed, I'll dump it, but most times if it's a small shed, I'll push it back to the till and then I'll dump the till.
Okay. Oh, like you're doing now, yeah.
So that thing.
All with a remote. Can't beat
some
that.
Some people think your truck's running, going forward.
Oh, yeah.
You start pushing the trailer or the shed back. So that extends. That extends.
So how much length do you get?
It goes
out
to
of
60.
Trailer? To 60?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So then you got your tail extends a couple feet too.
So 60 feet, this trailer can become 60 feet long. Now what is it when it's, you know, like you pulled in here, when it's
40 feet.
40 feet?
Yeah.
And that's nice, I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
shed.
Yeah, so this will go in the front of the shed and it pushes it back. Or you can flip it around and push in front when you're loading.
Nice. So that pushes them, well, like you were saying, to get it off the till, you gotta, you know, if you have a shed in the front, you gotta push it all the way back, and that's what you use.
4 sheds. You know, I don't like dumping the front unless I have to because of power lines.
Yeah, yeah.
It just makes it nice with a dovetail. I'll bring it out and then I'll just set it down and pull the truck forward and drop it on the street and bring my machine over here.
Yeah.
And hook it up and take it into someone's backyard and deliver it and go on to the next job. So as a little kid, like growing up Amish, you know, I'm sure you did too. You had your little toys and playing around on the house floor or out in the shop or whatever. And it's just, I don't think we ever grow up. It's just our toys get bigger and more advanced. So this is great.
Well, I love it.
A trailer that's multi movement parts on it. And
it's exciting, right?
I love it. I just love sheds. You get to do your driving part, but you're not driving full time. You get out, you meet people, and you enjoy the weather and the beauty, and you get outside and get some exercise. Yeah,
you're not just driving 11 hours every day.
That's how it was with cabins. You know, you went out west, you were just driving. So many hours a day, park it, get up, drive, and you know, then you'd finally get to your destination and you'd be out of there in half an hour again. It was fun.
Get to see some nice places probably.
I was out of sheds for a whole year, and then they kind of slowed down, so I got back in the sheds, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I truly enjoy
Oh, that's great. I mean, I can definitely sense the passion for it, and like I always tell people, you know, being a truck driver, it can be so much more than that. You know, there's so many people out there just holding the steering wheel, and a lot of the shippers and receivers can be kind of, you know, a pain sometimes, and it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. You know, building relationships, I can second that. Like building relationships with shippers, receivers, customers,
for sure,
it's a huge part of it, and it's what you know, it's part of it.
You just need to hustle and get after it. Like when I was doing cabins from backhoes, you know, you got the load board, you never know who you're gonna meet, who you're gonna see. But some of these brokers, you know, you try to talk with them, and that just make you feel like an idiot.
That's sometimes. What I usually tell them. Like with our customers, we don't deal with brokers at all. So, you know, going into places where you're dealing directly with the customer, if you will, whether it's the shipper or the receiver, definitely makes a huge difference. They care about you,
right?
You know. So just the other day, a guy where I delivered to in Virginia, he's, you know, been a good friend, and you know, he comes out with a hat and a couple shirts, and
how about it?
You know, these guys are 3.5 hours away, you know. But
there are some brokers I've started a good connection
that's
with.
Good.
Like you had a great chat, you know, after you were done with your business chat or whatever, and there's actually a couple that kept my number and called me back when they needed something, or hey, are you in there? You did a good job, and you know, that awesome. Makes your day
for sure.
People treat each other with respect, and kindness goes a long way.
That's right, man. I tell you, it's a good word right there.
I love this industry. You get into a lot of customers. You know, I'll deliver anywhere from 5 to 1 sheds a day. It all depends, you know.
Depends how far you're going and all that.
So, you know, I get to meet a lot of people. There's some that just, you just do your thing and get out of there. And there's some that, you know, you can stay there for hours. But I'm that type of guy, when I got stuff to do, I need to do better at that. I'm just always in a hurry. But as soon as my trailer's empty, then I can settle down a little bit.
Man, I know how that is. I know exactly
It's
how
just,
that is, you know?
I guess I love my job that much. It just motivates me. And
Yeah.
some people are like, you work way too much. I'm like, but I love what I do.
You love what
so
you do,
it's
yeah.
a hobby of mine.
Oh, that's, yeah. That's right.
And
I mean,
since I got in a semi, I don't know, it just makes
it's
it
just
a
different.
lot fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The power's there to pull the sheds, and
Yeah.
you get into a lot more challenges, which I love taking a good challenge.
Yeah. We need more truck drivers like that. I'm just gonna show them the back a little more since the mule's off of there. Those diamond windows are just awesome. There's the setup in the back, the wet line. Show us, I'm sure you have a bunch of, or at least some strobes on here
Yeah.
for when you're hauling, you know, your wide loads and parked on the street or whatever. So you want to show them your what kind of setup you got here?
Sure thing.
And these, you were telling me these come out, right?
Yeah,
Slide
so if you
out.
got wide load, like
Oh,
you
that's
can pull
nice.
it out. They got a camera there, they got a strobe there and a light there, which
Oh,
indicates the turn signal and the brake light.
Wow. Look at that. So you got
I love
cameras
my
on both
lights.
sides.
What's that?
Cameras on both sides, and then I guess that's the camera there.
Yeah, that camera really don't do much unless you're bobtailing, or it makes it nice to kind of hook up to the trailer.
Then you got some in the front here, I see.
Yeah, we got a couple
On the
up
mirror.
which are you don't see much, and then those in there are nice.
Yeah,
I like
that's
them.
nice.
We kind of angled them with them diamonds in there, so it turned out good.
That's just a clean look, you know, in behind the grill like
Right,
that.
yeah.
So are those are dark amber, right?
Those are
The
dark amber.
lights on the
yeah.
cab.
These are regular amber, yeah.
I thought so.
I actually got those from Horse and Buggy, and I thought I got the regular amber, and it turned out dark, and I was gonna swap them, but then after a
It
while,
looks
I'm like,
nice on the cab.
that
yeah.
looks good on the cab, dark up there, so I really like it.
You got some pinstriping up on the visor there, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that visor came off of someone's truck that had it, that passed away, so that's why we put his name on it.
Oh, and he was a brother to
He was a cousin
the
to
MB
the
transport guy, the
the
cousin.
cousin,
Okay,
yeah.
I remember that happening. Yeah, that was in a truck. That was a truck crash, right?
Yeah, so we got the visor off of one of his trucks,
Oh, that's great.
put it on this truck, and then we decided we're going to do something to it. So
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, there's just a lot of coolness here, I tell you.
yeah,
That's
she
great.
turned out great.
Yeah.
You know, after you see it every day and you drive it all day, it's like, yeah, you know. But I remember first time it came out of the shop, I'm like, wow.
I can only imagine how exciting that was.
But yeah, I like that swan up top there with the red wings too. I wasn't sure if I want to get that or not, but
It does
I think
look
it
nice.
goes real good.
Yeah, and this is that a Grand General that came out with
Yeah.
this one, right? Because I think it's a new product, right, with the red wings.
Yeah, I think they were out for quite some time. Now
Okay.
they got a real new product that they have a base under here with a light.
Oh, really?
Like red, blue, and green. I was thinking of getting one with the red, but nah, that's overkill.
That'd be more more wiring and
You got that
Yeah,
right. It's
it's-
never ending.
it is.
Lights.
It is never ending, yeah. loading it back up now. Quick walk around, and then he's gonna hop in the truck and we're gonna get some road footage. What a treat it is to see it in person. Okay guys, well I'm back at the shop now. I gotta finish the oil change on my truck here and then I can go home. But thanks for tuning into this video, and thank you to John for being willing to meet us and show us around his truck. I really appreciate it, John. You know, he only slept a couple hours last night because he got home late and cleaned the truck up for us and was willing to meet up with us and show us around. So thanks a lot, John. Much appreciated. More of these to come. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you want to see more nice trucks, more show truck footage, why, there'll be a video coming out probably the beginning of next week, because we got a truck meet coming up this Saturday back there at New Holland Transport. So that's going to be exciting. I'm going to do a video of that, so tune in for that next week. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I appreciate it, and thanks to John. Thanks again for being willing to come meet us, and we'll see you guys on the next one.